having seen both Black Demon and the first Meg, which of those two megalodons do you find more threatening?
Ooh.
Because I think we can both agree that neither one of those films does a particularly good job of portraying the titular shark.
Yeah. Most threatening?
As a particularly opposing, but...
I still think it has to go to Meg.
You think so?
I think so. Just because... And it's not only because you get to see it more, but I feel like it's more aggressive towards the cast. Like, I feel like it goes out of its way. Whereas this one's like there. Obviously that's its goal. But I feel like in Meg, the scene that comes to mind specifically is like the tube scene with the kid. And it's like, it's coming in and it knows what it wants. And it's still like, oh, it's just a little thing. And still goes after it.
Attacks it, yeah.
Like, that's still, like, that's my first thought when I had to compare the two. Whereas in Black Demon, I'm like, it is like, it's hitting the structure, it's doing its thing, but like, I don't know.
It's more or less after one person in that film.
Yeah,
sure.
totally. Yeah. And the way they portray it, like, it's just not, it's not hitting hard enough.
Yeah.
Whereas in Meg, it really is like hunting.
And if you had to face off against one of these megalodons or the Razorback from Razorback, to bring it back to an earlier episode, I think I honestly would want to face off against one of these megalodons.
You would?
Yeah, dude.
I would pick pig all day.
No, dude, that pig is a gnarly and nothing
You
about.
would pick either of the two megalodons over the pig.
I feel like it's just like that, right? Like getting swallowed by the shark is just like.
Oh, you're talking about getting killed by it or fighting against it?
Yeah, like essentially getting. I don't see any of this as winning scenarios mostly, you know. I really don't.
Okay.
I just think of the scene with Beth Winters where she's just getting fucking mauled to death by the pig in the car, and I do think that's a particularly horrific way to go. So
I agree. I just feel like I would have a better chance
of
against
survival.
the pig. Yeah. Not only are you on land,
yeah,
but also just it's like I don't know, like
no. There's something about
imagine
just, like,
you're in a pool against a shark or a
Yeah.
field against a bull.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'd take my chances against the bull. Like
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm just on normal fighting ground that I'm used to.
And then you just throw a crocodile in the mix and you're fucked no matter what you do. So.
Also true. It's like those videos I sent you of them galloping.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
I'm not
What
sure.
the fuck?
I'm not sure there are worse ways to die.
They can gallop.
Yeah, and
It's basically a shark on land that can gallop.
Yeah. And people say they don't believe in the devil. You know? Welcome back to the Jony Jawcast. Oh,
yeah.
If you are just joining us, then we are continuing our discussion of the aquatic horror thriller Black Demon, released in 2023, starring Josh Lucas.
Kind of.
It's a Megalodon movie, ish. One might say it's probably more of a family soap opera, but neither here nor there. If you haven't listened to our first episode in which we discussed our likes and our dislikes, then hop on back and check that out, and then you can dive on into this second episode. See what I did there? Where we left off, we just had finished dinner at the Brody's, because as this is the Jawcast, we are here on Amity Island making our way through the various parts of Amity. And we found ourselves needing a little nightcap, so we are going to stop off at the Amity Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Brian, what cocktail are you fixing up to have while you watch The Black Demon? Or you have to deal with the Black Demon on an oil rig? What are you doing? They're passing around a bottle of tequila, but I want...
They were! That's right!
Yeah, quite a bit.
They almost had like a little Jaws thing they were doing down in like the pipe room. Almost. It definitely had its moment.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they can try. They could be so lucky to have
it
a
was
Jaws.
very soft effort. I will give them that. They didn't like go hard in the paint, sitting in a little cabin.
Yeah.
Spitting stories too hard.
No, but they did spit in each other's goggles.
That they did. And punch each other in the face. So
Bitch slap was more like it.
I picked 2 different drinks. My first one was just right out the gate, and my second one was better in its own cocktail regard. Which one do you want first?
Just go. Shoot from the hip.
All right, we'll go for the first one. My first one was Sex on the Beach.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, cocktail for this movie. And I started digging around. I'm like, oh, that's it.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Oh! It's 12:02!
What a surprise!
Happy birthday!
Hey,
Not me, Daddy. You're doing it.
Hey, thanks, man. Hey, it's great to see you.
Birthday!
I already forgot. Are you kidding me? Thanks, man. You say hi to everyone? Say hi.
Hi.
That's it, huh? That's all you got?
Just one? You're not waving?
Oh,
No. Not having it.
I love you.
Alright, it's bedtime.
Oh. All right. Thanks, guys. Night. Fuck yeah! Peanut butter M&M's. Success.
Happy birthday, Pat.
Hey, thanks, man. I was really hoping we could get through this podcast without making that a thing, but here we are. All right. I don't remember where. Sex on the beach.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we're talking about. And then it was your birthday. Here we are.
Hey, that'd be a great birthday present. No. If you've ever had sex on the beach, you know that the sand, it makes things difficult.
You have to be very careful.
It's not ideal. There are better places to have sex.
Yeah, the more I thought about that drink, the more that it made zero sense.
Yeah, it definitely gets less and less appealing. What was your second?
My second one, I honestly don't know if it's any better.
Okay.
It was Irish Car Bomb.
Because the oil and
how
it hit.
I was like, oh, the bomb. And it clicked, and I was like, oh, actually, it kind of makes sense. There's
With also like with the
there's
how
the
it
body parts. There's the oil mixing.
Yeah, how it like
every
cradles
scene
and everything.
underwater,
Yeah,
There's clouds of oil. I was like,
I like that.
I kind of leaned into it. I was like, I think that's the winner
I like that a lot.
for me. Irish Car Bomb.
I dig that. Dude, I honestly I was not very imaginative. I kind of went just very, very standard. I was just thinking of like a Patron Silver martini with a spritz of lime. It's very more elegant than this film deserves, but
I agree, but I see where you're going with it.
I liked the idea of just like, this is just kind of a bare, but like in my mind when I'm thinking about this film, I'm like, this is a bare bones like thriller, you know? We'll just keep it simple. We don't need anything too fancy. Yeah. Unfortunately, this film really undermined that approach and went whole hog into just fucking insane, like fucking soap opera argument territory.
See, where I thought you were going with it was all of the cantina scenes with like the 7-Up bottle. Yeah. I'm like, oh right, cool, bubbly, you know, the green glass, blah blah, something in that regard, and then I don't know. I thought maybe that was kind of a twist.
What I really should have done is if there's some sort of beverage or cocktail, and maybe those of you who are a little bit more experienced in the mixology department can shoot us a response. But if there's like a Snickers beverage.
That was the only other direction I thought you might go. And some sort of chocolatey reference.
I dropped the ball on my goods because that was actually the first good thing I wrote, was that they featured the Snickers bar predominantly, and like for a film of
multiple times
this size, like I just don't understand like how they got they got significant product.
Don't understand. They blew their entire budget to feature a Snickers bar twice.
Man, it made me want a fucking Snickers so bad. Goddamn, I love Snickers.
I still don't understand why.
They're delicious.
What about it is delicious?
It's got nougat.
Stop. I feel like you're not
caramel.
Pronouncing it right.
It's got nuts nougat? And it's got chocolate.
Doesn't nougat have an N towards the T?
Nougat.
Nougat or nougat?
Nougat. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's delicious. All that matters is that it's just like, it doesn't exist. It's not real.
It's a third of your favorite candy bar. It's not more.
Yeah, it's really good though. You remember when I told you they made it green last Halloween?
Yeah, it's frustrating me still.
Why?
Why didn't they make it orange?
I don't know. Maybe they'll make it orange this year.
Orange might be a hard food color dye, though.
I think so.
To try and change something to an orange sounds a lot harder than to change something to a green when it comes to food coloring.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's already kind of like a grayish brown to begin with, so
so
probably easier to go to green.
Grayish brown.
It's delicious.
It's already like a casual grayish brown.
Like I said, it's not real. You know, it's manufactured.
Nougat.
It's made right next to the plastic factory, so
it's like the offshoot from the plastic factory, and they're like, "What are we gonna do with this?"
Somewhere between
like put it back in
and nougat, there's a pipe that's ladled with cancer, and that's.
And it does a big 180, and then it goes underneath the caramel and the nuts and the chocolate.
It shoots right in there on the bottom.
It cools down, they just start chopping it. And somewhere in there during the holidays, they inject green into it. And that's what you're eating.
God bless America. Oh, boy. Well, I've had enough to drink at this bar, let me tell you.
Oh, of Irish car bombs and green Snickers. Yeah.
Irish car bombs and nougat. Quite the rich pairing. So I think it's about time that we head out to sea.
Yeah, baby.
So here at Out to Sea, we're just going to do a little bit, the bare minimum of the behind the scenes. There's not a lot to speak of.
Sounds about right.
Surprise, surprise. but we're gonna take a stab at it for what it's worth. All right, so production. Principal photography took place in the Dominican Republic from December 2021 to February 2022. That's all we got.
Hot damn!
For the release, it was released on April 28th, 2023. It was released on digital May 30th, so a month later, and will be released on DVD. Still just saying DVD on July 11th. The reception of the film on the review aggregator website, Rotten Tomatoes, 12% of 26 critics gave a positive review with an average of 3.6 out of 10.
Jesus.
The website's consensus reads, "A small shark in a big pond of man-eating legends. The black demon bites off more than it can chew, leaving little carnage for the audience to feast on." I don't think anyone here will argue with that.
Nope.
Chad Collins of Dread Central awarded the film 2 out of 5 stars, writing, "The Black Demon tries to make a point, but any subtext it might have achieved is destined to sink among the chum of a bare-bones monster movie." Matt Donato of IGN gave the film a score of 4 out of 10, writing, "The Black Demon is yet another procession of not good enough shark attack movies that repeats the same frustrating motions." Megan Navarro, shout out to Megan Navarro, I read her stuff all the time,
Hey.
she's awesome, of Bloody Disgusting, wrote, "The Black Demon is only loosely explores the cryptid and instead uses it as a tool to spin a cautionary tale of man-made ecological disaster, but never builds upon its shallow ideas, resulting in a messy effort sunk by its lackluster human focus."
Yup.
100% agree.
Preach. Good lord, it's dead on. Wow.
I don't necessarily think that there's anything more to contribute.
That was pretty spot on.
Yeah. Dude, this is just a movie that feels like it's made the way movies are made today, very much in a fucking studio house with a green screen.
Yeah. Hard. Green screen.
So I that's why there's literally one sentence in regards to the production of this film. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this segment. It was arguably the shortest this segment has ever been on this podcast. And
Man.
well, usually
Damn, I love that synopsis that she did though.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was spot on.
it was on point.
That was dead on.
Yeah, usually we in this scenario we do find ourselves in a situation where we might need a bigger boat. But as it stands, maybe we just, need like a little paddle boat to get the fuck out of here.
We could melt down some styrofoam.
Yeah, exactly.
Patch up a nice little thing and get out of here.
Hey,
Something
you
easy.
need to find us something to get off this boat. You're smart. You'll figure it out.
Right, I'm a 13-year-old girl in this scenario, right? Dad's gonna go figure it out.
You just
Find
find
us
something.
something.
Keep yourself busy, basically.
You're smart.
Ish. So, Brian, bringing it back to our namesake, which would you rather face off against? The shark from Jaws or the black demon?
Damn. Probably Jaws.
Feels a little bit more,
Just based off such loose context we have on this shark
yeah.
and this psychological, like telepathic control that it has. Yeah, I'd have to choose the one from Jaws. It's just more of a normal, aggressively big great white.
Yeah.
And I'll just take my chances. Rather than this one's apparently controlling people's minds.
Of course, yeah. I mean, even so, we didn't talk about this in the good stuff, but I did like this scene where the fisherman is like riding off, or the captain of his little speedboat is riding off after he's dropped the family off, and that just gets fucking obliterated.
Nuked.
I thought that was a great, like, again, anytime that they show the shark in this, like,
kill.
It's
because there's so little.
It's a scary fucking
that was
thing.
A megalodon kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because up until then, you're like, oh, it's a big shark.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, like, especially for me, who I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I know it's a big shark, but I'm like, oh no, got it. Megalodon movie. Okay, like, didn't really see that pitch. Like, its mouth is the width of that boat.
Yeah.
And it came out.
Annihilates him.
Yeah, huge. It was like top kill. One of. There's not a whole lot to choose from. So, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you base that size-wise comparatively with Jaws shark, plus the fact that it can just, anytime you're in the water, you're apparently hallucinating and you're at its mercy.
Yeah.
And you don't know where it is at that point.
That's a little frustrating.
Yeah, that was a very frustrating, funky aspect they had to it as a, like
wholly unnecessary, too, because you're like, dude, you're just in the water with a megalodon. Like, that's enough.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to make you hallucinate. But you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a funky twist to it, so if I had to choose, I'd just go Jaws all the way.
Hope for the best.
Swim.
Swim.
Yeah. Or fucking sit still, I don't know. Fuck. You don't have to wrestle around, right?
No, I can't imagine, like, being in the water with... I don't know, because again, like, for me, it's a lose-lose scenario.
Yeah.
And at least with a megalodon, I'm just essentially swallowed whole.
Right, if you're lucky.
Yeah, I just think that when it comes to that situation, like, I always think of the estuary victim in Jaws when he gets knocked off his little rowboat and having him, like, just get pulled under by the shark. That shit just fucking...
It's freaky.
It's pure nightmare.
This is what, give or take, this table's 8 feet long.
Yeah.
That's like normal shark size.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
You're in a pool the size of this room. That's normal.
Yeah.
Now times that by 3.
Yeah.
That's 24-foot shark.
Yeah. That's what
which is like Jaws.
Yeah. Jaws is a 25-footer.
And Megalodon is bare minimum 30. So
Megalodon, by all kind of, assumptions, was probably about a 60-foot shark, and that's lowballing it. So yeah.
And in this movie, they really do swing the mix of like, oh, you can distract it by banging on things, and they're shooting flares into the corner. And it was immediately turning out to wherever that flare landed.
Which doesn't make fucking sense in the context of what the shark is. It's this...
It threw me off because it's chasing a boat. An engine-powered boat.
Yeah.
And then they shot a flare, and that flare landed 100 yards that way.
Yeah.
Give or take. And it turned.
Yeah.
And they're banging on pipes on the rig that the boat is headed towards.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's lots of communication.
Trying to figure out this logic.
Roundabout. I would take the Jaws shark all day long.
Fair enough. I think I might agree to disagree.
All right. Hit me.
No, like I said, like in terms of just like I see it as a lose-lose scenario. So one's being literally shredded to death by that shark, and one's being swallowed whole. But
that takes it back to the suffocation.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're just
neither
inside
one's,
the shark.
Yeah,
Getting
but I think he might
mushed.
be. I think he might be crushed before.
Probably would.
Yeah.
If it's that big.
Yeah, and just like
I think it's just like
and pressurized and whatnot. I think he might be crushed before anything. So.
quicker way to go.
But if we were to, try and bring this shark down, we might need to strap up, some harpoons to some yellow barrels.
Yeah, baby.
Here at the Yellow Barrel Awards, we just got a couple of, prizes to hand out. Brian, I'm going to let you take the lead on this. We're going to go ahead and start out with the Hoagie Award, which our namesake comes from our very first episode, in which Brian was very, very displeased with the character of Hoagie as played by Michael Caine. He found him as, I don't know if it was annoying or just fucking ridiculous as an individual, but Brian was displeased with the character, and so we have since then named an award after Hoagie. So, Brian, who's your I'm sure it's not going to be a big surprise, but who's your least favorite character of this film?
It's the senior executive vice president of Ford.
Right. Managed to stay youthful for about, 40 to 50 years.
Minutes.
Stay the same age and marry a nice...
Find himself a nice gal in Mexico where he was using his Ford money to fund his oil company reserves. Yep. The same man. Correct.
Do you want to elaborate at all, or is it just kind of obvious to anyone who watches this film why?
Oh, if anyone watched the movie already, they would probably agree.
Yeah.
If they haven't, he's just unrelentlessly over the top. Man.
I think you mean relentlessly over
Yeah,
the top.
sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, sorry. I got too excited. Yeah, relentlessly over the top.
The most relentlessly.
The most he's so subdued.
The most unrelentlessly.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Fuck. It's like you said before, like everyone was acting for this movie and he was like in a different film.
Yeah.
Like his reactions, his shit. It was like I understand the story arc of him covering his ass, but it still does not read well enough. Like they didn't set the base ground enough for him to act that way the entire time.
Yeah, I think I told you that this is an actor who I enjoy in a lot of high quality films. He's been in blockbuster films.
Oh yeah.
He's been in.
I fucking loved him in Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah, he's really good in that. Like
yes.
he's an absolute
Killed
tool. He's an absolute tool, but he's doing the job.
Amazing.
He's great as the romantic lead in Sweet Home Alabama. He's great as another really douchebaggy villain in Hulk. He's really good in a couple of years. I think it was 2020. They did the Forever Purge, and he plays a similar sort of kind of like closed-minded individual that ends up kind of coming around in a very, very similar character.
Yeah.
Done in a much, much better way.
I love that for him.
All that said, Josh Lucas, I think, is a very, very capable actor, but
oh yeah,
fuck if he is just phoning it in this flick, man. It's rough. It was really rough.
I couldn't tell if he was just like showing up for each scene and just being like, let's blow it out the fucking blowhole and just getting after it,
Yeah.
or if that was like what he came to do every day.
Yeah.
I don't know, but man, it was
It feels like someone
hard.
who was given a script, read the script, said, "Okay, I'll do it," and learned his lines like the night before or whatever, came in and just did it in one take and called it a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, give me the money. Here's your bit. Like, I'm the name here. I'm the name.
100%.
And that's it. That's very much what it feels like.
Yeah, no, that's dead on. That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Well, for our next award, I feel like we're probably going to be, maybe we're in agreement on this. I don't know. We have the Doll's Eyes Award, which is the best kill.
Ooh. We're probably pretty close.
What do you have?
Well, I had 2, but there's really
not much to choose from in that.
2. I had written down right out the gate because I'm like, yeah, we got our best kill award, and I thought that, like, not the intro one, obviously. I thought the family delivery boat was a good kill, and I kept it on my list throughout the movie because you get to see so much of the shark and its scale that I was like, okay, it's like almost grandfathered in at this point.
Yeah.
Because there's so little in the movie that you actually get to see its scale. You see these like really great clips and really like quick brush bys.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shark, it's scarred up, this shark. And that's it. And you're like, is it 6 feet long? Is it fucking 60 feet long? That kill was fucking rad.
Yeah.
Just obliterates a boat in one gulp. Thought it was fucking dope. And our last one was the last kill.
Yeah.
It's
Paul getting eaten. That's
the kill. That is.
I mean, that scene is, what I said about the estuary victim in Jaws. Like, it's pure nightmare fuel to see that shark rise up from the depths.
Yep.
Jaws agape.
And the fact that they did it so slowly.
Yes. I thought that was...
It was like they finally rewarded us with it.
Yes.
Which pissed me off, but also made me
like,
appreciate
all right, cool. At least we got that. At the very least. And, like, they did that right.
Yeah.
And then, again, like we talked about on the previous episode, you get that shot, that aerial view of it coming up, which is so fucking scary, and then you get that side view of the shark coming up and engulfing him.
So cool.
I agree. And then you have the explosion.
And the bomb coming out of its gills for the last split second.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool.
Very, very gratifying scene.
Like I said, had that not happened, I would have been like, dude, fuck the podcast. Let's watch some other shark movie.
Yeah.
Because if that had not happened, had it just zoomed out and been an explosion, I would have been like, this movie's fucking trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, like I said, that was the second star I would have added.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, fuck. Painful.
I agree 100%.
But that was a good fucking, 10-second maybe scene of him. He gets off the radio, he gets out of the ladder enclosure, floats himself down into open water where he knows he's unprotected, and then it just shows the scene of it coming out of the depths. Opens up, and then the profile.
I will think about that scene for probably the rest of my life. I do think it is a very well executed scene.
Yeah.
I wish we had more of that in the movie.
Yep. That's all I wanted. I'm like, fuck, that was so cool. This movie could have been so much better.
And finally we're gonna round it out with your Barry Gibbs Award? Do you have a Barry Gibbs Award?
Question mark.
That was a little bit hard for you in this
It
movie.
was, dude. There's not enough fucking characters in this movie that warrant a Barry Gibbs. I came up with one. Don't get me wrong.
So
I can always find a Barry Gibbs.
Brian's Barry Gibbs Award is based again off of our first go around with Jaws: The Revenge, in which he thought that the character of Lance Guest, or the actor Lance Guest, playing the character of Michael Brody, looked quite a bit like Barry Gibbs from the Bee Gees. So,
Barry Gibbs took a break.
Sure. And anyways, we have the Barry Gibb Award. And Brian, who do you think is the best lookalike?
I gave it to Cesar Millan.
Yeah?
Yeah, our boy with the Chihuahua.
Yeah?
Yep.
Who does he?
He looks like Cesar Millan. That's why it's his name.
Oh, okay.
The dog trainer, Cesar Millan.
Oh, okay.
That was him.
Oh.
A little bearded, a little bit more belly. Don't get me wrong, to each their own.
So weird because his name is like Julio Caesar.
Yeah, well,
in real life.
His lookalike is Cesar Millan.
Okay, alright.
Dog whisperer.
The dog whisperer, there it is.
Have you ever seen Cesar Millan?
I can't say I have.
Looked very similar. He also has a Chihuahua.
Why don't you pull
His
it up?
name is Toto.
Do you have it pulled up? Like,
I mean, I can.
I'm one man. I can only have so many tabs pulled up on my computer at any point in time. You know?
Well, please. There's your boy, Cesar Millan.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
A little more beard, a little more. I've been working on an oil field, afraid of a demonic, imaginary shark. Take that out of belly.
Chato is
Not bad. Not bad, though.
No, yeah. If
A little more mustache.
If he's got a little bit more beard, I see it, and a little bit more pot belly.
Yeah. Well,
but he did have he was.
Well, the belly kind of snuck
What
up
happened?
on
What the
us.
fuck happened to the dog in the? Did we see the dog?
I don't actually know if the
I don't-
dog's
I don't-
on
I
the
don't
boat
know
or
that-
not.
I-
Did
I-
the dog
I-
make it on the raft?
I don't know if that dog did. I don't remember seeing the dog on the raft. But
This movie's bothering me more and more.
yeah, it's funny because they would have looked back at the exploding shark and thought to themselves,
You know what?
What?
The dog is probably in his bag. It's a gift.
Yeah, that was probably one of the gifts.
It's like, Daddy's got you.
You would have been on the radio. You would have been like, yeah, I know you think I forgot your dog, but guess what? Smile, you son of a bitch!
Hey, your dog is... And he's like, where's my dog? Where's my dog? Toto? The dog's name is
It's
Toto.
a dog's name.
Toto! Have you seen what happens to those fucking... I mean, don't get me wrong. This is obviously like a handful of C4. It's not a nuclear bomb. But you've seen those videos, right? Where they set off to like test nuclear bomb. And they like put all those boats out there to like see what would happen to them. And they light it off in the ocean. That photo of that mushroom cloud as it like lifts an ocean. And what it does to those boats. It's insane.
No, I don't watch that shit.
No, you shouldn't. It's horrifying.
I already have really bad anxiety
Yeah,
as it
that's-
is. I don't
that's
want to know
fair,
what that
that's
shit
fair.
looks like, so.
I've seen it. They have like posters of it. And it's like literally like, it's like a depth charge that they use. Like, I don't know what type of bomb it was. I don't want to be all historically incorrect here. Or where it was. And it's literally like the ocean is just rising into a column.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like rows of boats in between for like a set distance so they can like, you know, they learn what it does to things. It's insane. C4 obviously is nothing compared to that.
No, by no means.
It's like
It just took out a fucking leg of the
yeah,
rig and
right, yeah,
pulled it down.
and it kind of fell over end of the day. Yeah, but fucking crazy.
Yeah. One day we'll
have you seen is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer? I think it's I heard it the other day and now I can't remember which one.
Whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
I say
Peaky Blinders via nuclear testing. You haven't seen it yet, right?
No, I saw it.
Oh, okay.
I told you I saw it.
Well, I forgot what was on the list of all the cool movies you've seen that I haven't. All right, I lost track. Excuse. That's like a big thing. That's nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
Was it cool? You watched that movie? You didn't see like the actual historical ones? That's basically what happened, right? It's like the atom bomb, isn't it?
Yes, I saw it because
I
wanted to watch some really great performances. I told Celeste watching the trailer, I was like, I really wanted to watch this movie, but I don't think it's going to do wonders for my already fucked anxiety.
No. I'm surprised you actually saw it.
I
mean, I know.
No. I mean, it is like as far as like horror movies go, that is scarier to me than anything I have ever seen.
Yeah. It's like The Descent for me, for you.
It was a movie that like I wanted to like I legit found myself wanting to cry over, and I know that might sound like weird to people, but like it just
I'm
to
pretty
me,
sure Christopher Nolan would say that job well done.
Yeah, I just think that it's like we fucked ourselves. We fucked ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point of the movie, is to realize that we have fucked ourselves so fucking bad.
So
and
that's a lot of people's realization on that movie.
That's just like, I mean, it's nothing that I didn't already know, but just being like having it like really kind of put in the forefront of my mind.
Theatrically visualized.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I digress.
Right,
we both digress fucking hard. Jesus
we went
shit.
from Caesar Milan.
We went from
to nuclear.
Yeah,
warfare.
we went from the fucking black demon to the end of the world here, really, really quick. So here,
that's my Mary Gibbs Award.
In the final category for this podcast, we are just going to give our rankings and final thoughts on this flick. I guess I'll take it away.
I would love for you to start. I have a general number in my head, but I like to. I
haven't given this any thought. Like even really pose this question to myself until this point.
Since you've been talking, I've already dropped it down the number.
I fucking love the premise of this movie. I think it's so ingenious. I think it's so creepy. Like, I think it's a great idea to have this mythical, voodoo monster shark be brought on to this unsuspecting family that is here to, do a checkup on an oil rig. I think it's great. Is it the movie that I would have made with that premise? 100% absolutely not. That being said, there's some great imagery when we do get the shark. There is some really cool set pieces and good design. I love the idea of the megalodon being like black. Like being dark.
That was true. That was a cool kicker.
I think it's wholly unique in that regard. And just the setting and the overall vibe of the movie. Like I think there's a lot of good going on there. That being said, this movie is just fucking garbage, man. It's so bad. I had a lot of fun watching it with you because we were having fun watching it together. Not because it was a good movie, because it was an absolutely trash movie.
When I asked you today, I was like, "Oh, have you already seen it? Should I watch it while I'm working today?" And like, we can we can get caught up on things. And you were like, "No, I haven't seen it yet." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And I'm like, because it just seems like a wild one. I'd rather watch it together anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we did.
This would have been.
Had I watched it by myself, oh my god,
It would have been a really hard watch to do solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just would have been so.
I would have tuned out.
Yeah.
The lack of shark action and the overemphasis on human drama is just so painfully misguided.
Yep.
When you have such a cool setup, such a cool scenario, such a cool villain, and you just lean so heavy into just chit chat,
bullshit drama.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and unfortunately, all of these characters that are conversing are just they're just as boring and misguided as this film is. So,
accurate.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with a 2.5 out of 10. I would say that my ratings come solely out of the viewing experience with my best friend and the handful of cool shots in which we see the shark do some really cool carnage. But besides that, there's really nothing to enjoy about this film, I would argue.
Yeah. Cool. I could not agree more. I probably would have given it a worse rating had I not watched it with you. Had I watched this today while I was working by myself, I would have been like, what the fuck is going on? Because a lot of it I would have been listening to and just been like, where's the shark? Where's the shark? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are so many people talking for how lack of shark is in a fucking shark movie? What the fuck? It's literally a fucking megalodon movie. Not just a shark movie that I would have been, which I was, ready for sharks. But now it's a megalodon movie, which I did not know about. And I'm still getting less shark. What the fuck? No scale. Like once or twice. Fuck that. I put it at a 3.0. Actually, surprisingly. Which is rare, I feel like. I feel like you usually gauge things higher than me, even on the lower end of the scale. I was surprised. I had it a little bit higher, and then the more I thought about it, I was just like, man, I feel like a lot of people put a lot of heart into it, and he brought it down so aggressively, and just accompanied with just a shark movie without a shark.
Yeah, I agree.
It could have been so cool. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking that even if this movie stays the same, but you just change Josh Lucas's performance, it goes up like at least another star. Like
as soon as they got to the oil rig, all I wanted to see was more people that were still on the rig trying to survive, which automatically sets up for more deaths, and you can expand yourself there. And I wanted to see this thing. It's already attacking the oil rig. Let it drop a level.
Dude, yeah.
And now you're climbing for survival.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Give me something.
Yes.
That's the next. That's
dope.
45 minutes of the movie is like go up.
Yes.
Go up. We are losing ground.
That would be fucking rad.
This thing is reading the room. It knows what it's doing. It knows what it's taking down. Like now you're in a time frame outside of some random fucking bomb.
Yeah, you don't even need that shit.
It never needed to happen. I got it, but like it didn't need to happen. Like I thought that would have been a cool aspect.
Yeah.
And it's just like it just could have been more.
Yeah.
And when I saw oil rig and shark, I'm completely disregarding the like godlike thing that it was doing. That was where my head went. I'm like, oh man, an oil rig could be so cool. And I'm like, oh, they can take it. And then they just didn't do anything with it. they just bitched the entire movie. I'm like, this guy's making a lot of money to bitch and overreact. Like, man. So, it just bummed me out. I thought it just could have been more. That's all. It was a cool fucking oil rig movie, but man, I needed a lot more shark in a shark movie. So yeah, I gave it a hard 3 out of 10.
Oh, that brings us to something like a 3, or no, a 2.75 out of 10 for the
Sick.
Jony Jawcast. Dope!
Nice!
Yeah, well, we just got paid absolutely zero money to bitch for the same length of time. So
Yeah,
maybe Josh Lucas has one up on us.
That's right.
But that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Jony Jawcast. Thanks for tuning in to listen to us talk about The Black Demon. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. And
Please go watch it.
yeah, I mean, obviously, hopefully you've watched it if you're listening to this podcast. And if you haven't, well, guess what, gang? You didn't miss much. Go watch the very, very end for, like, legit coolest shots.
Accurate.
I think that is gonna wrap it up for this episode. Bri, I don't think you and I have anything really chiseled out for the rest of spooky season.
That's right.
This stuff is gonna be dropping probably throughout October, so all the happy birthday business
Yeah.
will be
That's
will be a month
Birthday boy!
behind.
It's happening right now. It's 12:45. It's your birthday right
It
now.
Sure is. But that will have been long past by the time this episode drops. So thank you for dealing with all of that. Dealing with, like, my wife and my kid are fucking adorable, and that was a great surprise. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are not following us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Amazon Music or whatever, we're on all those things. Follow us, give us a like.
Yeah, baby.
I'm sure it would not do any harm. But just the biggest thanks if you've made it all the way to the end of these episodes. We appreciate it. We have fun doing this.
Fuck yeah.
And if you have fun listening, well, that's all that really matters to us. So a big thanks from me, your host, Johnny Horror, and my co-host, my partner in crime, my first mate on the USS Jony Jawcast. We're just making our way around Amity Island, one trek at a time.
That's right, baby.
We're in a loop. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yep.
Yeah. So until next time, farewell and adieu, and we will see you motherfuckers on the flip side. Adios, muchachos!
Ew. Yeah, I had to do it. Yeah. Oh my god.
There it is!
I have to pee so bad
Always
again.
have to pee.
God.